bantu bonabona olwekuba luno luli kuyindira wale ku yafeesi y'omukulembeze w'eiwanga era nga lutegekeibwa n'ababusoga consortium. Omusasi waife akaliyo n'akaire kano wabula katukuwe ebiviireyo okwo.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Abobuwala wabula ezira mwana ayirire mu ebintu byononeke bingi kabiyire n'ebindi biyire. Tusaba Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nga tugunya ekyokubiri n'abazaire bagunya yambagane mu nsonga y'okukamatsiri abaana bano tebamala kutamu yaabwe kusoma kwabwe nga ebintu biyire abaana balamu alhamdulillah tubala Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Era yaliwo kwaye twategeera kuno luona kimaze amaanyi era nga mulibona ebisolo byaffe byononoikakola
emotoka yaffe neyamaali nga mwiri bya Uganda yakati okutugetayi ebali kutuuka irekezaku
emotoka ya Uganda gye baatuwa otuyamba ebere yakeide naye ng'ebintu biwere nga byona byona bamaze obikolaku kati gavumenti ebe etuyamba ki?
Kale embeera etyo bweri wabulanga ate buli enaku n'omwezi mukaaga omwezi ogw'ekumi buli mwaka ensi yonna ebanga ekuza olunaku olw'abaana abaliku obulemu ku bwongo era nga ni wano mu Uganda twona twegeise ku nsi yonna n'okuba nga tukuza olunaku luno era nga emikolo emikulu gyabeere wale mu kibangirizi kya Menunula mu disitulikiti ey'e Masaka.
Emikolo gino gitandise nakukumba okwetolola ekibuga ky'e Masaka nga gyetabibwa ku abakulembeze ku mitendera egy'endawulo. Obulere buno obw'obudolooto obugema abaana nga bakazaalibwa okutuuka ku myaka 8 nga bukonzi by'abaana bangi okubita ku lugombolo lw'omugongo n'okosa obwongo awo nno omwana eyakula nga tasobola kutambula nakwogera bukalamu.
Atukiikirira
Omwami wa Ssaabasajja Kabaka amukulemberera essaza ery'e Buddu Pokeno Judith Muleke nga n'abeera omugendo omukulu g'asinzire gano yagugumbula abasaza bagufuira omuze osuulirira nga bakazi baibwe abanga bazaire abaana balina obukosefu otuni buno.
Omwana nga gwe wamuzaala tosobola kumulekera maama yekka. Lwaki muli bajega nnyo okutuuka okuleka bamaama be baba balabirira abaana bano?
Muleke era akukulumira abakulembeze abadde emye okuyidde okwetaba ku mukolo guno. Kyakuba nti kano kabonero akalaga obusosoze mu bakulembeze bano.
Mmwe abakulembeze abali eyo okujja okubeera ku mikolo nga gino muba temutukwatirwa kisa buvunaanyizibwa bwammwe.
Ono era asabye abakulira okugaba emirimu mu bitongole bya gavumenti eby'endawulo obuteerabiranga bantu abaliko obukosefu kyongera okutaawa obwenkanya n'eyisano mu bantu bano.
Teekupawo omwagaanyi abakozesa abatayagala kukozesa baliko obulemu nammwe muli bajega kubanga nze singa nalina kampuni naddala mu byensimbi nze nalibadde nkozesa aliko obulemu.
Akulira ekitongole ekyabaliko obukosefu obuli mu nsonga z'obudolooto mu Uganda ekya Uganda National Association of Cerebral Palsy Christine Kirungi awogedde ku ngeri ekimbe kino bwe kigemamu abantu obuli abaana.
Cerebral palsy, ekigambo cerebral kiva ekitundu eky'omubiri ku bwongo ekikosebwa kyetuyita cerebral mu lufuutifuuti. Ate palsy kitegeeza okusanyalala oba obukosefu ku kitundu ekyo. Ekitundu ekyo kyekikwasaganya ebitundu by'omubiri ebirala. Obunene bw'obukosefu ku kitundu ekyo by'ebintu by'olaba.
Kirungi era asabye ab'ekitongole eky'ebyobulamu okuvaayo basomesa abantu kirwere kino kubanga bangi balowooleza nga bwakujja mu masabo.
Tukoowoola ab'ebyobulamu mu ggwanga lyaffe Uganda okuvaayo basobole okusomesa ensi, basomesa abazadde ku bulemu buno.
Eddie Kanamugire ono nga ni ssentebe w'ekitongole kino mu gutuntundu gw'e Masaka alombodde okusoomozebwa abaana abalina obukosefu buno bwe bali okubitangamu.
Era je wano boolabyeko be bali yaddeyaddeko mu kutambula ne mu byenfuna naye ng'abalala bangi basigaddeyo olw'entambula ekyabakyogolesa kutambula.
Ssentebe w'ekibiina ki UNACAM Rashid Lule asabye gavumenti era n'abantu abalina obusobozi okusobola okwambanga abantu abalina obukosefu buno mu nsonga z'okubafunira obulezi kubanga bwa buseere.
Abali ku ddagala nga balina cerebral palsy naye ng'eddagala eryo lya buseere ate weewaawo oyinza okwesanga nga mu mikwano gye tulina bulimu abasobola okutuwa eddagala bwe lityo neriyambako abantu okubanga obulamu butambula.
Ye atwala ekitongole kino mu nsi yonna eyayidde okuba ng'akuza olunaku luno mu Uganda Omukutu Thomas Michael Ape asabye gavumenti ogemerangako abantu bano mu ngeri ed'endawulo kiyambeko abalina abaana bano okusobola okubakuza kubanga babita mu bingi.
Because without their members, UNAC would not exist.
Abandi kubazala balina abaana balina obukosefu buno batulodde ebizibu kamaala.
Okuleetera ddala obulemu obufuuka obulemu obwandibadde obutono nga busobola okusootinga ne ku kikomaawo mu mwezi gumu oba myezi ebiri okugayaala oba obugayaavu olumu abasawo bwe baleetawo bwe bwokuleetera obulemu ne bubeerawo okumala emyaka omujja n'amala ku nsi nga mulamu.
Abantu abalina obulemu buno mu kwogera ku niife basabye abazadde bayibe obutageesa isuubi kubanga kabiri boona abasinga okuba mu kuno olw'okutakobeka.
Njagala okubazaamu bannayuganda abazadde abalina abaana abaliko obulemu bw'omugogo omwana oyo wa mugaso singa maama yanzuula sandibadde wa mugaso.
Kale nsonga dda byabulamu bo abasomesa mu disitulikiti y'e Mayuge bakayukira gavumenti olw'okwongezanga abasomesa ba disayansi omusaala olwoni bo basuulibwa mu gguluka nga bali mu kudaguza olunaku lwaibwe eyaliko issentebe wa Mayuge Bongdaktiru Muwaya avire yasaba abasomesa okukanzanga omuze ogw'okwewolanga ssente mu banka ed'endawulo nti kubanga bano ezira kyamaanyi kye badifunyemu.
Tutuukaana okwongera okuba kwawalala. temwafuna emisaala niyinza okulowooza nti oba oli awo tebakaawo tali wano kuba yayetebwa because we wanted him to come and make a statement. Twali ebute primary school twagaana omusomesa yali ajja okufa nga yagenda bwa mitwalo 5 for operation. Tona pajeke batufaako bwetukungaana tuli kwida kuyomba union eyo pagana n'okuyomba yakoma.
There is that cut that has been created, which I know has created a lot of issues. Those who are teaching science and then majority of us who are teaching arts, it has affected us because even me, I approve salary. The salary that I approve for a teacher teaching science is times to the salary of what that I get. But then, if the theme is saying transformation of education begins with me, then it has to go back to my attitude towards the goal, the calling in the teaching profession.
One thing I want to encourage you is that keep the determination regardless of what you go through. Ebiri kwida webisomoza bingi abantu bayawuka ati webisomoza bidemye kangole kwebala webisomoza bidemye kanje ku muneko nekolera jange webisomoza bidemye kanje ku mubino. Don't despair, okay?
Kampala ngafuna $1,17,000. Chairperson we Dinda yafuna $9,000,000. Chairperson we Mayuge yafuna $1,000,000. Chairperson wa district area nga Chegegwa yafuna $4,000,000. nga bakusasula okusinziira ku byefuna ebiri ewuwo. Ekintu ekyo twakirwanisa era kyavaawo twakiwangula.
Of members of parliament was not coming out strongly. Yet they are the elected leaders and they are the ones supposed to speak for the people who elected them. My view is that even for a discussion like this one, the chairman of the parliamentary caucus should have been invited, and maybe he would have been able to appraise you on the discussions they had with the Prime Minister, leading to the lifting of the suspension or the ban. The honorable members of parliament for that area, Honorable Magola, Honorable Katuntu, have been actually involved in a lot of discussions to do with this project. And therefore it would have been helpful if they had also been invited and gotten involved in these discussions. They would have been able to also give you a lot of information which would have helped. The other point I wanted to raise is that the districts which are involved are actually 4, not only 3. There is Bugweri, which is the major focus area. Then there is Mayuge, there is Bojiri, and there is Iganga. There are two sub-counties, I think, from Iganga, which are involved. Now, if Honorable Isavili and his team of Honorable Woman Sauda had come, they would have also been able to tell you which particular villages are going to be affected. However, the license for which mining activities are supposed to be pursued immediately cuts across Makutu area, which is in Bugweri, cuts across a sub-county in Mayuge, and cuts across some parts of Bujiri. Iganga is likely to come on board slightly later. But I thought this was information which people needed to know, and maybe next time when the discussions are taking place, the villages that are being affected by the mining immediately would have been put on display so that when people who are discussing go back can be in a position to discuss with knowledge, with information, and greater authority. I don't know whether that is really helpful.
That is helpful, Honorable Migereko.
The other point I wanted to bring out is that at the meeting that was held before the lifting of the ban did take place, where our members of parliament from the project affected districts were in attendance, activities that are supposed to be carried out immediately and the timelines in which they are supposed to be carried out was agreed upon, and a statement was issued by the office of the Prime Minister. Now, it would have been good at a meeting like the one you are holding if this matrix had also been brought to your attention. Because the activities which were agreed upon, that these must follow immediately. For instance, my brother Antuju talked very well about the NEMA, the role of NEMA and what NEMA has done, what it has come up with, arising out of the work they have been doing on the ground and the public hearings that were conducted in Bugweri and Mayuge. And they are about to issue a report. One, I must commend my brother because he has put out the issues very well. But the report, when it is finally issued, I think you people, all of us need to take interest in it because it will be discussing the issues he has raised, the mitigations he has raised, and the things that the company is supposed to do, which is very good. But the most critical thing is taking interest in the matrix that was agreed upon. And then we shall be able to move in tandem with what government is trying to do and what the developer is trying to do. And maybe I can add on that maybe after you have crystallized the issues, like my brother Sanoni Dizara was saying, and Ndugu Nani Professor Molengani was saying, and Mr. Benon Chigenyi, then you can call in the investors and have some discussion with them. I think it will be good so that nobody feels issues that are being raised are not being paid attention to, or where the investor needs to be reminded to mainstream certain things that can also come out very well. I thought the interaction being taken to that level will be very, very helpful. Fortunately, the Chavazinga institution and the consortium appear to be ready to play the lead, but I also want to emphasize the role of elected leaders must be taken seriously, because when you involve them and there are any issues that require interaction with government, that require reflecting on the law, that require putting pressure on any one particular agency of government come up, they are the right people to do so. So I thought I needed to bring that one out. And my view is that we shall be able to move well.
Thank you.
Just hold on. There was emphasis on sensitizing our people, providing them with information. But I think for you as the elite, you need to do slightly more than that. We are talking about resettlement issues which are very critical to our people, and they need to be guided. There has been talk about benchmarking. There has been talk about compensation. We need to guard against people getting cash. It has always been a recipe for problems. We had this in Bujagali area. People received up to $200,000. After a few weeks, after a few months, there was nothing to show for that money. If we are going to re-target transformation of this area, we must be able to see tangible developments for families and tangible development for the community, so that there is a lasting legacy out of this project. Once people get cash, they will simply disappear, and within a few weeks, a few months, they will again become disputes and a problem to everybody. So I thought we needed to take a lot of interest in that issue and be in a position to guide our people well.
Okay.
Lastly, is the issue of business. We cannot be simply talking about what needs to be done without preparing ourselves and our people to participate in the businesses that will come up as a result of this big mining project. If we do not do so, we shall be doing ourselves a disservice, we shall be doing a disservice to our area and the country. So please, let us do the debate, let us do the talking and coming up with the ideas, but let us prepare ourselves and our people to participate in this business by manufacturing certain highly consumable items and so on and so forth. Fortunately, Professor Katwalo was the chairman of the public hearings. But he's also
I don't want the minutes to automatically cut off because we are being this concurrent.
I can stop there because I'm sure there will be another opportunity for discussing these issues.
Okay.
But I thought I needed to raise the issue of consultations at the various levels and the need to make sure that we continue with them in order to be in a position to benefit, but we should not delay anything. Because already we have lost time, we have delayed, and we cannot continue moving the way we have been moving.
Okay.
Thank you.
As the chair of the session, I would like to thank you for that elaborate perspective that you have given the committee. I'm sure that your ideas have been well taken into consideration, and I hope that they can shape our further discussions. Otherwise, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we had comments that came from our DG, and at that point we were not live. And I think it's just important for the audience on Baba TV to let all of you know that we are right now live on Baba TV. And I think it will be important still to give a chance to the DG, either to introduce and give just some brief remarks for purpose of the other audience that is live right now online. May I ask the DG to give some remarks, then we can continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, our viewers who are following us both on live, those who are following us live online at Tanya Innovations Africa, as well as our viewers on Baba TV. I welcome you all for this interaction. Today is a unique day as we gather at this place, at the office of the President, bring together the different technical personalities from the different sectors that are core or vital in as far as the Makuto rare earth elements project is concerned. And this meeting is intended one to enable, to facilitate a discussion of the impact assessment report that was done by NEMA, as well as receive the findings, have a discussion on the findings from the interactions that were held with the people of Makuto and the surrounding areas of Busoga. But most importantly, this meeting is meant to facilitate the process to generating a Busoga position paper, or the Busoga Consortium position paper, that will be presented to the Committee of Ministers at an appropriate time for final ownership as a position of Busoga as far as the project of rare earth in Makuto is concerned. Why have we started with the technical persons? And why are we not having the political leaders in this boardroom today? The main reason is for political leaders to be able to make firm decisions, they need to be backed up with very strong technical, well-prepared documentation. And we thought it that bring together the best brains in Busoga, some of the best brains from Busoga, and bring on board the key relevant stakeholders, some of them including the government chief valuer, Mr. Gilbert, who is here with us here, others including the Solicitor General's office that is represented here, others including the National Planning Authority that is represented here, others including the Ministry of Energy that is represented here, as well as the National Plan, and as well as NEMA that is represented here. These coming on board together with our technical people, the undersecretaries, the professors, the members of the secretariat, together with the local government technical people, particularly from those districts that are directly affected by the project, the 3 key districts. We thought it that this will facilitate the coming up of a very good, technically strong document that will be used to facilitate a fruitful discussion when it comes to engagement with the political leaders. So we are going to have to facilitate a number of these engagements. We tend to have, we have had a discussion on the sidelines with the Katukiro, the second Deputy Prime Minister of Busoga Kingdom, and we have agreed that we shall have a meeting, consultative meeting with the Prime Ministers of the kingdoms, of the different chiefdoms. We shall have engagements with the political leadership, in addition to the consultations that were done by NEMA in Makutu and the surrounding areas, so that the Busoga position that is formed is strong and sufficient. However, just to hit on a few issues that have been noted during the earlier points of discussion, is one of them is the need. We've had a strong affirmation from the government chief valuer that it is important for our people to get land titles for the surrounding areas.